What's up, you guys? Rich here, bringing you up-to-date information about being in Mexico, living in Mexico. If you are new to this channel, guys, please consider subscribing. I upload videos every single week about current information about living here in Mexico. So remember to subscribe. Introduce yourself to these lovely YouTubers who are watching this video.
My name is Shelby. This is my husband, Lee. Lee has retired recently, and we were looking for an adventure, something new to do. So a couple of years ago, we started looking at different places. We looked at Costa Rica. We looked at different places in Mexico. And we just started our adventure. We sold everything and packed 3 suitcases and headed out on the road.
Wow. So, adventurous then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good
it
for
has
you.
been an adventure. So we landed here in Mexico. We tried a few spots before we came here to the Lake Chapala area. And
where did you visit before you coming here?
We were in Puerto Vallarta, and we were also in Manzanillo because we had friends that had lived in Manzanillo for a number of years. So tried the coast. The coast is quite humid. And we're wondering if we wanted to actually live in that humid environment full time. So
could you? I mean, that humidity, was it too much, or
it
did you live in air
gets to be a
conditioning?
bit much. Actually, we didn't turn the air conditioning on that much, but still, that was the cooler season. So I think in the hot summer months, it would be a bit much.
My warning is, it's great to leave Canada in the middle of the winter time and go someplace by the coast where it's hot and humid. In a couple weeks, it's great. But when you're actually going to live someplace full time, you don't want to be stuck inside in front of an air conditioner all the time. When someone says, let's go out and eat, and the first thought in your mind is it air conditioned?
And I think that's what a lot of people here in Ajijic have said, that they've lived in Puerto Vallarta or they've lived somewhere on the coast and they've sold that place and then they've moved up here because they find the temperature is much better with less humidity. And I think we agreed to, as soon as we got here in March, which was about 4 months ago, it was still quite warm in the 30s, but that without that humidity, it just doesn't feel as hot and heavy.
Here meaning Lake Chapala, of course,
Right.
guys.
Ajijic,
Ajijic, we're in Ajijic at the moment. So where have you guys come from?
We came from Port Moody, which is a small community just outside of Vancouver.
So you've lived in Vancouver most of your lives, I guess?
We were there 15 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So.
So coming from a busy city to...
busy city to a quiet town here in Ajijic. But it's nice here because Guadalajara is about 50 minutes away. And I love Guadalajara. It's got everything. It's a huge city of about 5 million people. The major airport, which is right there, and then the city. And if you are a girly girl like me and you want the malls and the shopping, Sephora and that kind of stuff, you can get that.
How do you guys get to Guadalajara? Do you drive in, or?
No.
We have driven in.
We did once. We rented a car when we were first here, but generally by bus.
By bus?
Yeah.
And the Mexican buses are really nice. The local buses are just regular buses, but when you go on the international buses, nicer than the airplane. Reclining seats, TV screens in front of you. They hand you a lunch when you get on, air conditioned.
I'd say it's like...
And cheap.
And cheap,
I mean, what do you pay to get to Guadalajara?
Okay, so to take the bus to Guadalajara is 58 pesos.
58 pesos, which is less. It's about
less than $4 Canadian.
So $2.50 US.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So you guys been getting out and about. I mean, going to Guadalajara by bus. I mean, that's a lot. I know. I hear a lot of people taking Ubers from here. For about 500 pesos, you can take an Uber from here to the center of Guadalajara. That's another option if you guys want to go that route.
Yeah.
But the bus again, 58 pesos one way.
One way.
One way. So
you're in the old bus depot. It's walking distance to the Centro. We've walked it many times. We've also taken the subway, the L1 and L2 in Guadalajara. What's great about Guadalajara is it's got everything. We just went to a Guillermo del Toro exhibit. Cirque du Soleil is coming.
I saw them a few years ago in Guadalajara.
Yeah, they're coming
Spectacular.
again. So
Cirque du Soleil is always my favourite.
tons of huge musicians come there, so you're not missing out on anything. It's
No.
a huge center, so if you like concerts and
Yeah.
ballets and the Philharmonic and whatnot, it's
Yeah.
all coming to Guadalajara.
And you have to mention the architecture, because it's almost like being in 18th century Europe. The churches and the buildings are just
Downtown in
spectacular.
Guadalajara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see a lot of the Spanish influence. It's quite
Absolutely.
spectacular.
Yeah, the colonial Spanish influence,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, absolutely. I mean, Guadalajara is just, once you've been there a few times, I know sometimes Guadalajara feels daunting if you're not familiar with cities.
you're
But you guys are
driving.
from you guys are from Vancouver, so you know city life is city life, right?
Yeah.
But, there's so many tourists that go through Guadalajara, and it's really, it's got better and better every single year, and it's really well. I mean, there's tourist buses you can jump on in the center of Guadalajara that can
Yeah.
take you around. And see, or like go to Tlaquepaque, which is a very famous artisanal little town.
We hear the zoo is world class. We haven't been there
Yeah,
yet.
the zoo is stunning. I've been there a few times, and
Okay.
it's on the canyon, right on the side of the canyon of Guadalajara. Well worth it's huge. Leave at least like half a day. I mean, guys, we're talking about Guadalajara here. I mean, you want to leave at least a day. You don't want to be rushing to Guadalajara,
No.
just in case you get there and you get into a little bit of traffic. I always suggest kind of try and leave early and then just plan to come back late.
Right.
Or stay there the night. It's cheap,
It is
so many
cheap.
hotels.
Yeah, the hotels are cheap there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
$35 a night you can get a hotel.
yeah.
Yeah.
So in pesos, it's probably about 1,000 pesos.
Yeah, about
less,
1,000.
about 900 pesos a night.
Yeah.
And you can stay in a pretty good
Really nice
hotel.
hotel. Yeah.
I mean, going out for dinner in Guadalajara, guys. Have you been? You've been out, right?
Yes.
We've been out. Our meals are always really cheap. I find it's even cheaper to eat in Guadalajara so far than here in Ajijic.
yeah.
Everything's cheaper there. I think just because it's a huge city and they've got a lot of competition, maybe. But we had breakfast there the other morning. Really nice restaurant on the square. I think it was De Arte. Can't remember the name, but it was around 250 pesos, 200 pesos, including the tip.
For the two of you.
For the two of us.
Wow.
That's lattes and it's green smoothies and it's pancakes and eggs.
I mean, that in Vancouver would cost you easily 4 times that,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? Yeah. So it's really, really reasonable to eat out here.
It is
It's
reasonable,
incredibly reasonable. I mean, and I've been here for, as you know, guys, I've been here for quite some years now, and that's one thing that hasn't really risen that much in price, going out to eat. No. It's a weird one, everything else has risen naturally with inflation, but going out to eat has somehow, I think, because the Mexicans love to eat out, and it's really a part of their culture to eat out once or twice a week.
And you're not rushed either. It's you ask for the bill. It's not like, again, in Canada where they're waiting for the table to be empty, and with your last encore, you're getting the bill, and take your time, but we'd like you to leave.
Never that.
Yeah,
No.
So when you're going out to restaurants, this is always a question that comes up. What do you tip, guys? If everyone has their own little thing that they want to tip, their own amount. What do you guys tip when you go out?
I tip the standard that we tipped in Canada, which is 15%.
15%.
Yeah.
But I think 10 is probably more the Mexican standard.
Because I heard that Canadians have a bad reputation here for being cheap.
But 15% is still not cheap.
Well, that was the standard in Canada, so we just, knowing, we just kind of went with that.
But I have to add that Mexico is a tipping country.
It is a tipping country.
Yes.
That's a big adjustment,
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, because you don't know when to tip or where to tip, and it's even tipping at the grocery store every time your groceries get bagged. So you're putting out a couple pesos per bag at this.
What does it cost to live here? I mean, okay, we talked about like going out for dinner, driving to Guadalajara or getting a taxi or getting a bus and going out for dinner there. What would you spend on a weekly basis?
Every Wednesday is the market here.
Which is 2 minutes away.
It's like, we're in Lower La Floresta, so it's an easy 3 blocks, not even, walk, which is lovely.
Yes.
That market, we pretty much go crazy at every week. There's no holds barred. Like, we are on a budget here, but at the market, we pretty much get whatever we want.
Yeah.
And spent on average probably around, I calculated 21 Canadian dollars.
Okay.
So that could be 300 close to 300 pesos.
Wow, that's really
But
good.
that's, you know, maybe half a dozen mangoes, asparagus, cucumbers, raspberries, strawberries.
Avocado.
So it's mainly your fruit and veg.
We get all the fruits and veg
cool,
there.
yeah.
And we
And
spend...
it's so fresh, right? I mean, it's incredibly
It's
fresh.
great.
Yeah.
It's fabulous. And the avocados are incredible.
Yeah.
Compared to what we get in Canada.
Same back in England. The avocados here, I never used to eat avocados in England.
They were too expensive and they'd be all mushy by the time you
yeah,
get
right.
them.
And then the flavour, I mean, the buttery kind of flavour that you get from Mexican avocados is incredible. I'm like a big fan.
So, and the mangoes. We've been loving that. Cause
I bought mangoes thinking I was going to get 3 for 20 pesos and thinking, not bad. And she's filling the bag and she's filling the bag. I said, wait, you know, I just said 3. It was 3 kilos.
3 kilos.
3 kilos.
3 kilos of mangoes.
What do you pay for rent down here?
Well, rent we have noticed has been a bit more, so you want to budget for that. We pay 900 American, which is about 12.15 Canadian a month.
We do think we got a good deal.
A good deal on this. We did on this place.
I think you did get a good deal on this
Now
place.
they do say, and I think the average price if you're going to rent long term, which is going to be your best deal, is about 900 US.
900 US.
A month. That's the only thing that I'll say in US is property prices and rental. We're on a budget of about 3,000 Canadian, and we've been doing that quite nicely.
So you want to budget every single month of everything,
Rent,
the whole budget,
food, buses,
3,000,
Right.
Canadian.
which is about 2,500 US.
Maybe even a little less.
A little bit
than
less,
that,
yeah.
Yeah.
So comfortably, I mean, you're not going without. You have a bit of money left over at the end from the budget. You don't spend everything, do you? Or
we go to the max. You could always do more, right? Because you could always go on more tours or more trips. But we do eat out, and we go to Guadalajara, and you know, I bought some nice things, a leather handbag and whatnot. So but you can do it. Just fine on that budget. A lot of people say, you know, you can do it on this amazingly cheap 1,500 American budget. I don't know. I haven't seen that. Depends what kind of lifestyle you want to live, I guess.
maybe I need to do a video of. I was thinking of this the other day. Maybe I should do a video of actually living in Mexico for 1,500 US a month, and I want to show you guys what you can get for 1,500, and what Shelby's talking about is what you can get for 2,500.
Right.
You know, so I think the main expense, of course, your main expense is going to be rental.
Right.
Rent. Yeah, that's going to be your main expense. So if you want to cut that in half and just stay in a little kind of 1-bedroom flat or something and pay $400 a month, $450 with everything included, you could do it. But it's not going to be like the whistles and bells.
No.
Yeah, not like this.
Right.
Not like this house. Have you experienced any dental work here? Any medical work? Have you been to the doctors? Tell me, guys.
That was, I think, one of the reasons why we chose coming to Mexico is because of the medical system, how affordable it is, and how easy the care is.
Right. I had a crown on a back tooth that I lost actually in Costa Rica, and we waited till we got here. And for the dentist to put a post in the root canal that was still existing, that I'd actually had another dentist say that they couldn't do anything with it, but she put a post in it and drilled away a bit of decay, and then had a mold made and a new crown, which only took over the weekend to get done. And I've had it now for, I guess, a month and a half, and the entire bill was around $500 Canadian.
Right. Which in Canada, I think it's $1,800 to $2,200
Wow.
for a crown.
Yeah.
So 4 times as much for a crown.
We haven't had it done here, but an implant, a tooth implant, is between
Because we were looking at that as an option.
7,000
pesos.
7,000 to 10,000
Like
pesos.
300, 500 US dollars to get an implant.
Which is amazing.
I believe it's a lot more expensive in the US.
In Canada, it's thousands.
Oh, thousands.
For one implant.
One
I mean, I do hear a lot of people come down. I mean, I'd say the people I speak to, a lot of people come here and they get their teeth done. Even when on holiday, they're here for a month. They go, "I'm here for a month to get my teeth done."
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
He has had an eye doctor appointment, and we were shocked. It was 150 pesos, so just under $10 Canadian for the eye doctor.
Ophthalmologist looking
and
at your eyes.
When we went in Canada before we left, I think the flat fee is $80. So that's a huge savings.
That is huge.
And I did have a minor operation here also.
Yeah, we've been busy.
Yeah. And the care was just second to none. It was great. There was no rushing like back in Canada. Everything was just top line. And to see a doctor, and when I say see a doctor, that would be a half hour to an hour. There's no rush, maybe two doctors, maybe one's just sitting in even. And the cost for that is
$79.30 Canadian for the hour for the initial visit. So you can bring up as many ailments as you want or things.
For a whole hour.
Yeah, a whole hour with the doctor. So they keep asking, so is there anything else? Do you have any?
You're here for the hour. You might as well make it work.
We couldn't get a doctor in Canada, so for these issues that they were minor but annoying, that he wanted to have looked at, I couldn't get him a doctor in Canada to see, to treat this. So we've been here 4 months, and we've had it treated. We had the minor surgery done, and he's recovered.
So how much was the minor surgery?
All in all, I believe between medications and the visits, because we were going daily for wound treatment, was $1,000 Canadian.
$1,000 Canadian.
So, I mean, that, and I'm going to say, that's private, top of the line. There are some other places you can go
that would be
for a little bit less.
Somewhat less, yeah.
We're still on tourist visa, which means we have to leave every 6 months. But the cost of getting your residential permit here is quite easy. We're in the process. Quite easy and quite cheap, especially compared to, say, Costa Rica, which I know if you're looking at this video, you're probably also looking at, Costa Rica as a retirement destination. We found Costa Rica quite expensive, and that's why we're in Mexico. It was just too expensive to stay in Costa Rica.
Plus, there's more variety here. So once you get your visa, you could possibly get on a medical plan here
in Mexico. That's what I was going to.
Absolutely, guys. Yeah. Let me backtrack a little bit. So, what is it costing you to get your visa done here in Mexico? To get your temporal visa done?
Well, in Costa Rica, it cost me probably $5,000 for the two of us. And here, we've actually gone to a lawyer and to have a consultation with a lawyer for 45 minutes, I guess it was.
$21.
$21.
And I think it's
which would cost you 5 times that easily, right?
Oh,
back at home.
Yeah, you can't get a lawyer for, I think it's $80 now.
Yeah. And so, but then to do the process, that's to pay for her time or his time.
Right. I'm trying to remember what she actually said.
I believe it was around between $400 to $500.
Yeah.
Canadian.
Yeah. And it could take about 3 months to do, to get your permanent. Permanent resident. You have to go out of the country to get it done, right?
We do.
Right.
To begin the process. I mean, guys, I may just do a whole new video on how to get your visa, to your permanente or your temporal. Yeah. But it's a bit of a process.
For many reasons, it's best to start it in Canada.
To start it, and then you come here, you activate it here in Mexico. Yeah. But we won't go into that in this video. Right. But leave comments down below if you do have any questions, guys, and you are in the area of Lake Chapala. I can leave a contact down below of a great immigration lawyer that works here in town, speaks perfect English, and she'll be very, very happy to hear from you. So get it started before you come down.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you'll be doing what these guys are doing.
Leaving and coming back, yeah.
Or the other option is, guys, come down here and marry a Mexican. That's what I did. And then you don't have to leave the country because you're married to a Mexican.
Right.
That's another way of doing it, but for another video. So that's interesting. So, once you do get your visa, I guess continuing what you're saying, once you do get your visa, then you can apply. You can apply to get a private health care in Mexico.
There is a great new hospital that's just been built down the road here in San Antonio. So brand new hospital, and they're building another hospital on the Libramiento across from the Radisson.
So really, the services have got a lot better here in the past 10 years I've been here. Yep. You've been here 4 months. I mean, or for some reason, there's a lot more investment coming into this area. So there's more support and infrastructure for Americans and Canadians and foreigners like ourselves to come in and feel comfortable and feel and feel that we're being looked after, and you are, and the doctors are great here. I mean, it's a great, I've had some great experience with doctors here as well.
And you can get anything done.
Bottom line, medical shouldn't be an issue.
Medical shouldn't be an issue. I mean, I know a lot of people probably watching this video that you still have Medicare from the States. I'm not sure what it is in
We've
Canada.
been gone 6 months, so we actually don't have Canadian health care anymore.
I see. Okay. So, I mean, it's a great option, you know, to get everything done that you need to get done here.
But it's cheaper, it's faster.
Yeah.
Even if you're on the Canadian medical system, you can wait months and months and months to get in for surgery or to have things done. Here, I can walk in and have blood tests done and I got the results that night on my last tests. You can have anything done, and cosmetically as well, you know, if that's something you're looking for, is cosmetic
absolutely.
Procedures and a trip, you can have just about anything done here, and it's cheap. I've known a number of people from Canada that come and take their vacation and get their dental work done and then go home.
You're obviously embracing the culture here in Mexico, and it seems that everyone I get on this camera, I have to say, guys, it's really great that they do. Seeing the people that I'm interviewing at the moment, everyone seems to love Mexico, and they really embrace it with all their heart. All said and done, guys, I just want to thank Lee and Shelby for being on camera today, sharing their experiences here, their first time experiences here in Mexico, living here in Mexico, that is. And so thank you. Thanks for coming on camera today,
Come
guys.
visit us. Come see us.
Come and see us in Ajijic, guys. So there we have it, guys. It's another video from me, Rich, bringing you current information about living here in Mexico. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new to this channel, guys, please consider subscribing. I upload videos every single week about current information about living here in Mexico. So remember to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Everyone, thumbs up. Get your thumbs up, guys. Get your thumbs up. We want some thumbs. And hit that notification button as well, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And altogether, hasta luego, amigos.